Hey everybody, it's Rory from ANSgear. We're going to take a look at a brand new gun today. Everybody's wanted to check this one out, definitely. This is the Tippmann TCR, their new mag-fed gun. So we've got one here for people to check out. We're going to go and open it up and give everybody a look. So we're going to get our manual. Barrel, 11-inch barrel, A5 threaded. Gun. Going to get one mag, foregrip, and our feed neck. So let's, take that out of there. We'll thread in that barrel just so you can see what it looks like inside of there. So a couple, just the accessories that you're going to get so we can move them out of the way. Obviously the feed neck, if you're not going to run it through a mag style, you can put a feed neck on it and then run it straight through the top. So that's up to you, however you want to do it. You can do it either way. And then you got a folding foregrip here. It's going to slide onto the rail system and it folds out. Like, oh, that's the locking mechanism right there. Like that. This lock, there's a button on the side, is what's going to let you slide it on and lock it into place. You don't need to undo a screw or anything like that. You just push the button, slide it in, release the button, and make sure it locks into one of the grooves, and you're set. So you don't need to monkey around with a screwdriver or anything like that. And our barrel. It's going to thread in just like that. Got two flip-up sights on it, and they are spring-loaded so that they will actually flip up like that, and like that. So you can do all your sighting. Rails along the top, rails along the side, and it does have a adjustable stock on the back. You can come out like that. A couple different stops on it, so you can set it to where you want it to be. And the push button for that is on the back right here. So you push that in, and that'll let you slide it around. Two different mags. It's going to come with the 7, and I think this is the 12, right? Yeah, 12 ball, 7 ball, and this will hold both magazines in the back. So the 7 will fit a little bit more compact in the back, but if you really wanted to, you could put the 12 round one back there also. Kind of looks a little awkward and probably wouldn't be as easy to run around with, but it will hold them. So if you have an extra 12 round, it'll still go inside there. Goes in there like that. Release on the side. Like that. Same spring release on there. So those are kind of the things you're going to get with it. We'll show you how it gasses up. This one I think is set up right now on this side. So the side rail actually pops open right here. And this is where your 12 gram is going to fit inside of here. So you just slide it in, push it down, make sure that it actually goes into the spot. And then just like a TPX, it's not gassed up yet. So the first trigger pull will puncture the CO2 and release the gas into the gun. So until you do that first trigger pull, you're not going to get any gas through it. When you've shot it all out, pop it open, and sometimes you have to slide it forward, and then it should just drop right out. Cool thing about the way this is set up is if you don't like this opening or the well for the CO2 to be on this side, you can pop it off and put it on this side. It's super easy to do. I'll kind of show you how it comes off. I won't switch sides. We'll just take out these two screws right here. With those two released, the front shroud comes right off. And then you've got let me use a little Allen key here just so I can push it through. This silver piece you see at the front right here is just a pivot pin. And we can push the pin out like that. And then we can actually take the mechanism right out of there. So that opens up this piece right here. What you would need to do though is you would remove this off the other side so it would expose it. You can see this silver tube on the inside. This is what holds the cartridge and the assembly in place. You have to rotate it 180 degrees inside there so that the feed port is on the other side. Take this rail, stick it back on this side, take this piece, drop it in through there, put your pivot pin back through, and you're ready to go. So very, very simple if you're left-handed or right-handed and you like to do your feeding from either side. Makes it really easy to accommodate everybody on those sides. Another neat feature about this gun is it is set up already for a remote line. If I pull this piece out right here, the remote line adapter just swivels out of the back. You can see I can just swivel it back down, bring it back up. So if you don't want to run a 12-gram setup, you want to run compressed air through it, no problem. Hook up your remote line, comes right out. What you do need to have, though, if you are running the remote line, is an empty cylinder. You guys must have an empty 12-gram inside of there. Otherwise, it would just blow out right through the front and you have a problem. So what we're going to do is we're going to open it up just so you can see the inside of it. I have a TPX right here, or a TIPX, I should say, that I've already split apart so we can open it up so you can see that they're pretty identical on the inside, just some configuration differences. Everybody's wondering what's inside of here. So we'll pop it open and you guys can check it out. So I'm going to start taking off some screws. And in the meantime, you guys can just watch that happen. I'm going to turn it so it's facing me, a little bit easier to deal with. All right, now these two I am going to pull out. Most of the time I try to leave all the screws inside there just so that I know where they go. Sometimes you do have to pop some screws out. We're going to make sure the trigger safety is in there. And then we're just going to kind of work it up. And any place that we see any kind of sticking, we might need to remove that screw all the way out. But if not, let's get the clip off the bottom there. And we'll lift it right up and out of the way. Make sure if you do take it apart that you don't lose your nuts there. Couldn't put your screws back together if you did. So we can see right here, here's our housing for our 12-gram valve assembly. The stock comes through and attaches around the backside of the valve. Our transfer of gas right through there, back to our remote line. Now I'm going to take this one apart and put it up here too. This in the frame a little bit more. And you can see that they are pretty much the same. They do say that they've upgraded the valve in the new TCR, a new more efficient valve system inside of there. But you can see that we've got the same port block here. We've got the same bolt system, different valve. Transfer tube is the same. Regulator underneath, about the same. Trigger's the same. It's all basically just they've managed to take the TIPX, improve the valve system, and then put it into the TCR body so that you get this great compact rifle setup right here. It's a pretty great gun. You're going to get about 24 shots or so out of a 12-gram. If you're running the remote line with the compressed air, obviously you don't need to worry about that. But being able to change sides with the magazine or with the CO2, I think is a pretty ingenious design. Not everybody likes to have to do it from one side or the other. You can also, when we talked about the feed neck adapter that comes with it, there's a little plug right here which you have to remove. So if you want to run the feed neck on it, you must take the gun apart, pull this plug out, and then you can run the feed neck on there. But that's what the TCR, that's the breakdown of the new TCR. It's a great looking gun, shoots awesome. It's going to be available through the website, so keep checking for availability and order yours now through ANSgear.com.